And as my host has earlier said, please give me a thumbs up if this is your first tech series with Dari. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So my name is Abiodun Maimuna Gafar, and I am a GRC professional. I am filling in for Jato today because Jato is um, unavoidable, unavoidably not available because she's ill and she's in the hospital. So I'll be filling in for her today, and I am so glad to be here. So now you know me. I am Abiodun Maimuna Gafar. I'm a GRC professional. So I'd like to know you also too. Please introduce yourself in the chat box and let me meet you. Also, I'd like you to state your preferred tech path. Like, what tech path are you looking to pivot into? So let me see those comments in the chat box now. Yes, I am excited to be here also. Okay. So I am waiting. I really want to meet you also. So I want to know who you are, where you are from, and what tech path are you looking at pivoting into. Hi, Prince. It's so nice to have you here also. Okay. So what tech path are you looking at pivoting into, Prince? Oh, wow. You're a desktop engineer already. Nice, nice. Okay, that's wonderful. That's beautiful. Oh, okay. Nice, nice. Cisco network engineer. Wow. Okay, great, 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 great. Anyone else wants to go? So what? Oh, you want to pivot into cybersecurity? That's beautiful. That's such an amazing. Oh, almost. The messages are okay. Yes, that's such an amazing idea. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to look for. Okay. So thank you very much for attending the Amdari Tech Career Sessions. Thank you so much, Prince. So who else? Wait, it's not only Prince that is on this call. Oh. So who else wants to tell me their name, where they are from, what they are doing right now, or what tech path they are trying to pivot into? That would be wonderful. Okay. All right. In the absence of none, I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay.
Okay, do you need help with that? Are you facing any challenges with it? I can share for you. So you just go ahead with the session.
Okay, I think I'm able to do that from here.
Okay, great.
Okay, you can see my screen right now, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay, that's wonderful. So we are going to be discussing about okay. Okay. Okay, so we are going to be talking about, can you see my screen, please?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so on today's tech career series, we are going to be discussing about why you must specialize in cybersecurity if you want to learn a high-paying job, and also how to start as a newbie in the UK. Firstly, who is Amdari? What does Amdari does? Amdari is a platform where we give aspiring beginners and career changers practical hands-on experience using real world projects. So basically, you know, when you see on your job description saying you must have 6 years experience, you must have 10 years experience, what that is basically saying is that they believe that over the course of your 10-year experience, you would have amassed a number of skills that is relevant for the job role. So basically, what Amdari does is those number of years experience, those skills you need to amass in the long range of experience, you would get them from the Amdari platform. So basically, we are giving you internship experience, which gives you hands-on real life project skills on whatever tech career path you must have chosen. So that's what Amdari does. We are going to get more into this later on, and I really can't wait for you to get that. So this is me. I am Abiodun Maimuna Gafar. So most people call me Abby, and I am a GRC specialist. I have a unique background. I always say this every time, because when people come to me and say, "Oh, I don't have a computer science degree, how would I pivot into cybersecurity?" I have a background in sociology, so though my unique perspective, sorry, which is something everybody brings to the table, as giving me a different way to look at GRC. So I look at GRC from the human perspective, from the societal perspective, which as a whole, which as a whole um, um, becomes a part of a whole. So I specialize in implementing standards such as PCI DSS, ISO 27001, also vulnerability management and security awareness and training. So I have a passion for building this skill gap, because I mentor a whole lot of other people too that wants to come into that want to pivot into GRC. And then I always let them know you do not need a tech degree to start. All you need is passion and continuous learning. Okay, so on today's series, we'll be talking about why cybersecurity is crucial today. Why do you need to specialize in cybersecurity? The state of cybersecurity in the UK, common misconceptions about cybersecurity. Basically, will be busting myths surrounding cybersecurity career. Then I would break down step by step how to get into cybersecurity and how to find a cybersecurity job in the UK, and also how I'm very tight all of this in a bowl for us. So, why is cybersecurity critical today? Every 39 seconds in the world, there is a cyber attack. This, like, that's so frequent than the amount of times that I even try to remember my password for the new email I just opened, because there are things that most businesses are not prepared for, and cyber attacks are one of them, because most businesses do not understand the need for cybersecurity, and cyber attack actually emphasizes to them the need for cybersecurity. And because all the businesses are online, they get to be exposed to this attack at a very like exponential rate, because the internet is very vast and most businesses are online, and it's easy for them to get attacked, and they need cybersecurity. They need a cybersecurity team. They need an information security team on ground to help them secure their organization, be it physical, be it the network, be it the internet, be it the intranet, be it the people. So it's very important for every organization to have cybersecurity. And because of this, every system is a target. There is no system that is left out. No one is left out of this. Be it small business, be it medium scale, be it the large organization, there is nobody that is let out. As long as you process data, you process people's personal information, you process people's sensitive data, be it on a large scale or on a small scale, you are a target. And this is why cybersecurity is ever going to be invoked. Let me use that word. Like, it's never going to go out of it will not phase out. There is no oh, it's going to be like let's say oil and gas, because there was a time where everybody was trying to study oil and gas and everything and all. It's not going to phase out, because every day, every time, companies are starting to understand the need for security, and in their understanding the need for security, they understand that they need an information security team, which comprises of cybersecurity professionals from different domains, be it SOC analysts, be it penetration testers, be it GRC professionals. So that is the reason why you are constantly going to be needed. Even for you as an individual, I'm sure there must have been a time where you must have maybe seen or gotten a dodgy email or a scam email or a link that seems suspicious. Say the usual very common one. You have my accountant has 20 clinical billions in an account, and you are the next of kin, and I'm giving you this money. All I need you to do is for you to send me so and so information about you. I'm sure everybody get that, like, because I get that like almost every day. So this alone like lets you understand that even you as an individual, living the companies outside of this now, even you as an individual, you need to understand what cybersecurity is, because security is very important. And if you can take it very seriously, you should understand the immense rate at which organizations take this very seriously. So if I've not bored you out yet, please give me a thumbs up, and let's see how this goes. Oh, also too, I wanted to ask this: has there been any time where you got a dodgy email or a scam email and just went, this is a scam, or you wanted to check it out also too? Please drop that in the chat box and let me see. Okay, so now we'll be going over to why should you specialize in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a whole lot of things. There's job security. Cybersecurity is very essential, just as tea is essential in Britain, and it will always be in demand, and it will never go out of style. So that alone should let you understand that yes, there is stability in cybersecurity. It's never going to go out of style. As I've said earlier, it's not going to phase out of existence, because cybersecurity is constantly evolving. Our digital space is constantly evolving. Like, it's evolving at a pace where I think in 2023, like a group of people actually came up and was like, yes, a group, 30,000 security researchers actually came up and were like, they need the people that work on AI to actually sign a document saying they would either slow down the advancement on the technology of AI or halt it for 6 months. So you have to understand the pace at which the digital space is evolving, and hence there's going to be need for cybersecurity. And I will say this: AI is not taking your job. It's not Your job is not going anywhere, because AI is not going to do your job, because your job needs like actual human cognition. Is not artificial intelligence. So and then also too, entry roles in cybersecurity starts from at least 30k pounds, and then it can go as high as 100k pounds for senior management roles. And this is not bad. Like, honestly, this is not bad at all. It's not bad to be earning 30k to 60k pounds as an entry level cybersecurity professional. And also 100k pounds still is not bad. Like, getting there too is not bad. It's not bad, but then it's gradual process. But I wanted you to know that it's actually high paying. Cybersecurity is high paying because many organizations are looking for cybersecurity professionals. Also, there is a diverse part. Whether you like to solve puzzles, or you're a people person, yes, GRC, or you love to solve puzzles. That's let me see. That's ethical hacking, or you're a tech thinker. There is a role for you. As I've said just now, there is a role for you. Whatever you are, whether you're a curious person, or you like to break down systems, or you like to put them together, like, from your personality, you would understand where you fit in cybersecurity space, and there is definitely a role for you. You know, when you write on your CV, you pay attention to details. That is a major skill for an SOC analyst. That's security operations center analyst, because they actually monitor the logs. So it's very important. Whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you have, whatever personality that you have, it fits into a role. I need you to understand that. And you're not just earning a salary, you are protecting people and you're making a difference. That's what cybersecurity brings. It brings you fulfillment, because you're going to make a difference in the domain, in the space that you find yourself, which is a very important thing. And it brings you that sense of accomplishment. And sense of accomplishment for me is like here. It's like you could be earning 100k pounds and then you'll be so fulfilled. You could be earning 30k pounds and then you'll be so fulfilled, because you know that you are making an impact, you are making a difference, you are protecting people, you are protecting organizations. Like, because of you, a cyber attack did not happen in this organization, because you paid attention to your job, because you did your job well. A cyber attack did not happen in this organization. Though, no matter how well you do your job, there is no zero like an 100% secure system that will give you zero attack landscape. So I need you to put that in mind. So you not beat up yourself so much. So now, to specialize in cybersecurity, I want you to type "I am ready" in the chat box now. If you love to gain hands-on experience on this on the path in cybersecurity, and you want to grow from here, also do not forget, keep mentioning the career paths you want to pivot into, and I will surely say it soon. Okay. Now, okay, I think I've explained here. So this is the statistics of the amount of money cybersecurity analysts make in the UK. It's a lot from this, because it could be broken down into red teaming, blue teaming, and white teaming. So ethical hackers, obviously, they're the red teamers. They're the ones that are trying to break down the system. They're trying to get into the system one way or the other, but ethically means with permission. They have the permission to do so. and the salaries range from 35k pounds for entry level to 100k pounds plus for senior level. Same for SOC analyst and GRC analyst, my favorite, because we range from 35k pounds to 120k pounds. Okay, so you see that it's high paying. It's high paying. So these are the careers in cybersecurity. There is a lot of them. There is a whole lot. That's SOC. That's SOC analyst and threat intelligence, and then there is GRC, governance, risk and compliance, and then there's ethical hacking and penetration testing. So I'm going to go over them one after the other, bit by bit. So who is a SOC analyst, as it is usually called, SOC analyst? This is they're the ones that are responsible for monitoring, detecting, analyzing, and responding. That's all they do. So basically, aside from them doing this, it's now broken down into several parts. Now, the monitoring part, there can be people that monitor. That's people that manage the SIMs control. So this can be called SIMs analyst. SIMs stands for security event. No, yes, security incident event management. Yes, SIMs. That's SIEM. Security incident event management. Yes. And then that's the monitoring part. The detecting part goes sideways, and then the analyst part, the analyzing part, and the responding part goes for all hand in hand for SOC, which is the blue team. So they work on threat intelligence and SOC and SOC and
Okay, you're muted. You're muted.
okay, sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Let me share. Okay, I'm still sharing my screen. Let me go over to here. Okay, let me move on to okay. This was where I was. So please, can you still hear me? Am I audible? Audible?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Yes, you are.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, you're audible. We can hear you.
Okay, all right. I wanted to make wọn lè wọlé láti bẹ̀ẹ́ fílẹ̀. Wọn lè wọlé. Okay, so I'm going to continue to. Okay. So okay. So SOC, they have different roles under SOC. So it can be security analyst, as I've said earlier. The same they handle the same tools, and then they have forensic analysts ones that after or after a breach or after anything, they are the ones that come in to determine what was done, what happened, and how it happened. So those are the digital forensics analysts. And then we have the log management specialists. They are the ones that manage the log. So a SIM tool is like a dashboard that collects information from several places. So like it collects maybe login attempts, it collects password attempts in intranet and over the internet. It collects the amount of times that people put in maybe an SD card into their system networks and everything. So it collects every information and then it displays it on a dashboard. So the SIMS engineer will now be able to determine what is worthy of escalation and what is not. Basically, that is for the blue team. And then there is ethical hacking. That's the red team. These ones are the ones that are, people call them penetration testers, but then it covers a whole lot of things. It covers different aspects of hacking ethically, which is hacking with permission. And then these are people that they simulate cyber attacks. So they can be the one that will simulate, say, a phishing attack. They'll be the one to simulate, say, an attempt to breach a server, an attempt to breach their cloud network. Like they're the ones that are going to simulate this these attacks. And there is a whole lot of things. There's white hat hackers. These ones are the people that have permissions. They have full-on permission to simulate attack on the system. And then there is gray hat. These ones are usually security researchers. That's what we call them now. They do not have full-on attacks, but they can do it for educational purposes or for mobility testing. So this that hackers once they find once they report it, and there is a whole lot of that. There's application security engineering also. These are people that they manage they manage the interface, the security of application interface of an organization. So please give me a moment. Okay. All right. So application security engineers are like people that manage the interface, the application interface, the security that concerns APIs of an organization. So that's usually like, let's say your banking app is an example of application security engineers work. They manage the API, the security concerning the APIs of those apps, and it can be a lot of things because most of these APIs are contracted from third-party vendors, and they are different. So the API that brings forth your login page is different. The API that brings forth your transaction history is also different. So and it's contracted from different vendors most of the time. And this is the engineer that actually understands and makes sure that the security of those APIs are on point. So now, GRC analyst. Who is a GRC analyst? This is a professional that is concerned with governance, risk, and compliance. We're like the eyes and the ears of the board in the organization. We're like the babies, the sugar babies of the board of the board of directors in the organization, because they tend to listen to us more than they listen to other departments, because we are concerned about security with respect to business continuity. That's the major. That's one thing that differentiates a GRC analyst to um, um, every other security team. We are concerned about profit making and also business continuity and how security, how we can better the security of the organization to make more money and for business to continue. That's like the major goal of the GRC analysis. So we cover risk management, we cover governance, we cover compliance, and this compliance now compliance actually helps us have better reputation in the industry. It helps customers to trust you better. When customers trust you better, you have more customers, you make more money. So these are like the key responsibilities of a GRC analyst, and it covers different things. So we have compliance analysts, we have audit associates, we have risk analysts, we have TPRM, third party risk management, we have asset management. That's like gold also too. We have IT auditors, we have there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. And then everybody, like people say, you need to have maybe a law background or like a legal background in order to come to pivot into the GRC. I'll say that's not true because I'm doing GRC right now and I don't have a law background. I don't know anything about international laws or anything. But eventually on the job, you would understand all of this. And this is like one of the things that Amdari is going to like help you understand, like give you that hands-on experience on how to implement ISO 27001, on how to do PCI DSS, on how to understand vulnerability management, conducting a phishing attack simulation, writing policies. So like it's you would get all the experience that you need to amass over 10 years, over 5 years, over 6 years in a couple of months. And as long as you put your mind to it and you have that passion to learn and passion to grow in the career that you have chosen for yourself, the sky is just the beginning. So this now I'm not going to ask chat box. Which of these cybersecurity careers do you think that's chief information security officer in so and so place having an ethical hacking background? I want to be the CSO of so and so place having a SOC analyst background. So let me know in the chat box which of these careers is speaking to you. So now this part, misconceptions about cybersecurity careers. Let me give you a story. So there's this my friend Simi. She's someone that I met during a tech meetup, and she told me a story. She said she used to be a barista. That is, she used to serve coffee and lattes at a coffee shop, and every now and then when the Wi-Fi is down or something, she enjoys making sure that it actually works. She feels it's just a part of her job. And then one day like a customer came in, and unknowingly to her, he is a cybersecurity professional, and then he introduced her to free courses online and to pivot into cybersecurity. And then she was really passionate about it, and then she gave it a shot, and 2 years later, Sydney is a GRC professional. Like she's a GRC professional for one of the like top 500 companies in Canada, and she's earning like more than double of what she was earning as a barrister per year. So, but here's the secret: like Simi did not have a computer science degree. What Simi did have was curiosity. She had determination and the willingness to learn. For me, this is the magic formula for cybersecurity. You don't need to have a, a computer science degree. You don't need to be a coding genius. All you need is your passion to solve problems. That's all. And your willingness to keep learning. Aside from that, there is like, once you've got this formula, the sky is just the beginning. So these are misconceptions in cybersecurity, like saying you need to be a genius or know how to program in different languages, or you need to have computer science degree. No, that's one thing about cybersecurity. It is open to all. It is open to all and open for all, because there is this belief that from whatever background you have, from whatever perspective you are bringing that uniqueness of you to the team, and it is highly needed. So that's one of the that is one of the beauty of cybersecurity. So now I want you to type it in the chat that you can do this. That if you've ever solved any tech problem, be it maybe your phone fell into water and you decided to put it inside a bucket of rice, or your you got a mail and you decided to over on the link first to know whether it's from a legit source, or your Wi-Fi went down and you tried troubleshooting it by opening their website to check for the password that you were missing. So stuff like that. So if you have ever done that, I want you to type in the chat box that I can do this. You've got this. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. As you do that, so in getting into cybersecurity, how do you get started? The first thing is you need to build a strong foundation. That is learning the basics. You need to understand the basics of cybersecurity first. And it may seem like a lot, but don't worry, you get the hang of it. You just need to know the basics, just the surface of it. You don't have to go so deep in it. It covers a whole lot of things. It covers introduction to cybersecurity. It covers networking. Yes, networking. It's not a lot of maths. It's still reading. It's not a lot of, it's until when you are going deep into networking that you'll be doing math and connecting routers to switchboards and the rest. But no, then you can learn, like you would have an understanding of cyber threat intelligence management. You have an understanding of defense in depth, and then you have an understanding of endpoint security. Those are the basics, and then you can get all of this knowledge by taking the CompTIA Security Plus. It's a very well recognized certificate in cybersecurity, and it's very good. After building that strong foundation, then you can now choose your learning path. You can decide you want to be a SOC analyst, or ethical hacker, or GRC. Yes. So you can choose anywhere. You can choose application security engineering. It's not a lot of math too. Funny enough, it's still average. It doesn't really have that math thing. So when you're hearing engineering, it's not hard math. It's not further math. It's not even physics and chemistry. It's just basic things that you would need to know. You can choose SIMS analyst or SIMS engineer. You can choose a whole lot of things. You can choose your path. Just choose your path and then you stick to it. But still, I want you to understand that while choosing your path, it is not fixed. You can eventually go round from white teaming to blue team, then to red team, then move to purple team. Like you can literally go round eventually, because you can say you are moving to identity and access management under GRC. You need to learn cloud. So it means that eventually you're moving towards cloud security and cloud computing. So all of these things are things that you need to like put at the back of your mind, that where you are, where you choose now isn't where you're going to be forever, because as you continue to learn and continue to move on in your career path, you are going to like end up cycling the whole learning path, and then you gain experience. When you see job descriptions that go, oh, you need to have 2 years experience, or you need to have 5 years experience. As I have said earlier, it is them saying that they just want to know that you have gained this amount of skills within this time, because they believe that over these 2 years, over these 5 years, you would have gained a couple of very important skills for that role. And this is what Amdari gives you, that hands-on learning experience of what you get if you actually taking up that role in an organization. Basically, when you now go for interviews, you'll be more confident, you'll be more eloquent, you'll be more outspoken in answering questions during the interview, and then they would believe that you actually have these skills that they want, because you actually do have it, but you just don't have it yet in that settings of an organization where you already have the skills. So getting certified and networking is very important, and staying current is like you have to continue to learn, you have to continue to evolve, you have to continue to like make sure that you are growing in the learning path that you chose. So yes, hands-on experience. How do you find cybersecurity jobs in the UK? The first thing is hands-on experience through internships, and I cannot overflog this. This is what Amdari offers. You need basically all of the requirements that you need to find a job in the UK is basically what Amdari does, aside from giving you hands-on experience through internships, because we have like this 12 week internship that gives you hands-on experience on real life projects that helps you to grow these skills that you actually need to build for an organization. So then job search strategy. This is like you need to have a strategy. It's important. Like you cannot send out one or two job applications in a month and be willing to get a job. Job job search is a job itself. I think I was to one of my friends that searching for a job is a job itself, and you really have to understand strategies that are behind this. And these are um, one of the things that you get in Amdari, and it also covers job tailoring your interviews and preparing you for interviews. So moving on. So the skills gap, this is where Amdari comes in. I'm sure I've been able to explain what Amdari does and how Amdari handles it to you. And my host is going to continue from here and give you more in-depth understanding of what Amdari does and how to get into that. So thank you very much for staying with me. So thank you very much for staying with me through this journey. I hope you have gotten an idea of why cybersecurity is like where you should pivot into in order to land a high-paying job. And please go on my host and give them more information about
All right,
what
thank you
Amdari
so
does
much.
and how they can buy in.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Abby. All right, so if you're on the call and you're interested in transitioning into cybersecurity, she has been able to share the different career paths you can possibly consider, right? So if you're looking to gain experience, you're trying to get into the industry, but you don't know where to start from, or you feel like a lot of these companies do not even want to hire you as an intern and you need actual experience, and that is the one for you. Okay, so what exactly do we do for you? How do we help you? She has mentioned so many things. You've got to see the different pricing structure of what you could possibly earn as a cybersecurity professional, either as a SOC analyst, GRC specialist, or whatever the case may be. Your earning potential is actually very high. All you need to do is have the experience and position yourself in a way that makes you valuable in the industry, and you'll be able to get there. Okay, so beginning of the session, I was already having a conversation with one or two of you, and yes, some of you on this call are actually looking to transition. So in the next few minutes, just in addition to what my colleague has mentioned, I'll run you through exactly how Dari's program can help you smoothly transition into the industry. So aside from cybersecurity, if you're also interested in any of these career paths, data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, PM, SOC analysis, ethical hacking, or GRC, including project management, Dari is for you. All you need to do is to ensure that have at least the foundational knowledge, because you're coming to work on board with us to gain experience. So you're supposed to have your foundational knowledge in check at least. Maybe you've gone through a boot camp, you've gone through some kind of training. Even if it's a self-learning that you've done, it's really going to be helpful. So that when we expose you to certain projects, you will be able to confidently work on this project without any issues, right? So these are the career paths we focus on aside from cybersecurity. So how exactly do we help you? You're gaining industry-based experience. You heard the different myths a lot of people have about cybersecurity. You think you need 5 years of experience or 10 years of experience to really get into the field. You feel like only people with comp science background, as computer science background, can get into the field. Or you think that because you've not gotten your certifications yet, you need to take a pause and wait before you start looking for how to transition. I'm here to tell you that all of those, that's not how it works, right? That is not how it works. And we have people that can evidently let you know that that's not how it actually works. So if you are very serious about moving into the industry, you need to be strategic about it. The same processes you've been using, it's not going to work. You need to find a way to learn from people that have actually done this stuff, people that have actual results, people that can actually show you exactly what gave them results and how you can go about it. That's what is going to make it shorter for you. So you don't end up wasting time, wasting number of years, going from boot camp to boot camp, looking for 5, 10 certifications, and you're still not ready to land the job, or you're not yet getting any positive, feedback from recruiters, right? So you're working on real industry projects that actually mimic business problems, projects that you can showcase to recruiters, and they would be interested in listening to you, right? These are the kind of projects that when you have it on your portfolio, it makes business sense. You're solving business problems and it has real context compared to maybe cargo projects and open source projects that are out there, right? Those kind of projects they aren't going to give you a job that's worth over 60,000 pounds or 70,000 pounds. No, those are open source projects. It doesn't, 10,000 people have the same project, right? So you'd come work on this project end to end with Dari, either as a SOC analyst, pen tester, or GRC specialist. This is for cyber security, right? So if you're in any of those characters, you're solving these business problems and you're working in teams, you're working with other people. This is something that a boot camp won't necessarily give to you, right? A boot camp is not going to give a cross-functional team. There are some projects that you might be required to work with other team members. Maybe you're a data analyst, you need to work with the data engineer, you need to work with the project manager and business analyst. We have projects like that, and you get to gain experience this way, because if you check a lot of job postings or job descriptions, they're always asking you must be able to work in a cross-functional team, or must be able to collaborate with other team members. It's a very important skill outside of your technical skills that you need to have, and a boot camp is not going to give you that experience, right? If you want to get an internship now, in 2025, internships expect you to have at least a year of experience. So you see that the system is rigged, right? If you're trying to get in, you need to find the shortest and the simplest, easiest, fastest way method to get in. If not, you're going to be stuck over 2 years in the job search phase. This is just me letting you in on what is actually happening. Okay, so you're also going to be working across multiple industries. Projects in healthcare, you might be working in projects in the health tech industry, or you're working in projects telecoms industry, logistics and supply chain. This is giving you experience. It's making you, you're literally cracking the code of experience you would have naturally gained in over 10 years or 5 years, 2 years, 3 years. You're coming here to work on this project and you're gaining that experience in months, because it's a structured program where you are also working on projects across these different industries. Now, even if you were to get hired as a consultant, most consultancy firms, they get at least 2 projects in a year or 3. But Amdari is saying you get to work on at least 4 to 8 projects with us across multiple industries and across multiple roles. That is going to give you a whole range of experiences, right? Now, you need to fill the attendance form if you need materials from this session, or if you need to go over the session again. And my colleague has dropped that in the chat. So don't, just take a few minutes, fill the attendance form, and you can always join us back once you've done that. All right. So I believe you guys saw when she was also explaining the different career paths under cybersecurity, either in SOC, in the level of SOC analysis, or GRC, or pen testing. There is a whole range of possibilities. I would love to show you guys that, so that you get to see that you have so much leverage going into cybersecurity. You're not going to regret anything, because being a cybersecurity professional is going to put you ahead of most people, right? And it's even better if you've gotten some form of training. All you need to do next is to gain experience. And I'm also letting you know this from the insider point of view. All right, so you can see here, let's start from SOC analysis. All right, I just want you guys to take a brief look at this, right? As a SOC analyst, you need to be able to use tools like Splunk. You need to be able to use, okay, all right. You need to be able to use tools like Wireshark, Autopsy, AWS, Azure, and the rest of that. And the possibilities of roles you can work as a cybersecurity professional is a lot. You could be a SOC analyst, you could be a security engineer, you could be a data forensics analyst, source specialist, threat intelligence analyst, incident and response analyst. You can see my screen, right? Those are the possibilities. So what Amdari does for you is that when you come on board as a SOC analyst, you're working across projects in these different roles. And why is that the case? Experience, very important, right? So now you're not limiting yourself to just SOC analyst roles, because you have a project you've worked on as a threat intelligence analyst, or a project that required you to work on it as an incident response analyst, still under SOC. You have a project that required you to work as a CM engineer. If this makes sense to you, you really understand what I'm saying, right? So when you're applying to these jobs, you're not limiting yourself. You can apply to as many jobs as possible, and you have experience across board. So even during your interviews, when you are talking about scenarios, you're not talking about scenarios like someone that just finished the training. You're talking from experience. You're talking from project and business problems you've worked on, and how those problems, the kind of impact you could make working on those projects. Now let's look at ethical hacking. You're going into ethical hacking, right? She has already given you a rundown of what it means, what it entails to be on the red team, right? So if you're a pen tester, you need to be able to work with Wireshark rather, and Burp Suite, and all of these platforms like Nmap, right? Projects we have would require you to use these tools. So let's say you have a particular project, you need to work as a security analyst on that project in the in the health tech industry, for example, and a tool given to you to use for that project is Nmap. Now, that kind of experience is what you need, because when you are trying to fit yourself into a job description, you can now see that, oh, you've actually checked at least 70% of that job description, because you know how to use these tools, you've worked in these different career paths, so you know the responsibilities that's expected of these different career paths. That is what Amdari is doing for you. We help you to become job ready. So this is just me giving you like a hindsight to really understand what you should be expecting coming on board with the program. Same thing goes for GRC. GRC is the cybersecurity part that a lot of people like, because you need business acumen, and this is the part that favors a lot of people. people because businesses want you to go like they need GRC specialists. It's mostly the link between the technical aspect and more of the business side of things. So it doesn't require too much technical experience per se, like technicalities. You may not need to work with certain technical tools, but you need to know a lot of compliance and regulatory. You need to know all those stuffs, right? You work as a compliance analyst, a risk analyst, data privacy analyst, control analyst, cyber risk analyst. There are so many opportunities under GRC. And we've also noticed that these are career paths that are mostly in demand. That's why we decided to, okay, why can't we make you guys specialize in any of these career paths, right? That's what Amdari does for you in a nutshell. So I'm just going to go back to my previous presentation so that you get to understand. Oh, you guys were not. Oh my goodness. I thought I was sharing my other screen. All right. So that's still being the case, right? You can work in these different career paths. I want you guys to see it. So before I even come back here, I would need you people to look at what I've been looking at for the past year. So this is what I was trying to show you. You see here that as a GRC specialist, you can specialize in different career paths and you need to know some of these tools on my screen. So compliance analyst, risk analyst, data privacy analyst, we've done the research for you. So when you're doing your projects, you know that you are not leaving any stone untouched or unturned, right? You do not need to go to the stress of checking out this stuff. Specialize, pick a career path, and start gaining hands-on experience. For ethical hacking, you can see white hat hacker, security consultants, and all of that, different career paths. The same thing goes for SOC analysts. So if you want to get this and you really want to sit down and look at it again, you have to fill the attendance form so that we give you, we share these documents with you and you can go ahead, look at all the things we've been able to research on for you and get to make a decision about where you would likely spend the next 3 months of your focus on, right? 3 or 6 months, depending. So that is just you knowing exactly what you're doing. We have the structure. All you need to do is to ensure that you've made your decision and you're ready and open to learn. Okay. So I've showed you that you'll be working across multiple tech stacks. And for each tech stack, you get like a 2 training session, right? So let's say we assign you to a particular project and you've probably not used that particular tool before. We give you like a 2 training session for the first week or 2 where you get to work on that particular tool. You get to really understand how to use that tool. So you see that in as much as it's not a training organization, we are still very key on ensuring that everyone is on the same page, because we also understand that not a lot of you would be on the same technical level in terms of capabilities, right? So we need to ensure that we are carrying everyone along. 2 training sessions is to ensure that you know how to use these tools before you start working on your projects. And we make sure that you are able to carry out those projects end to end, working on your team, right, with your teammates. You're working with people, you're collaborating on projects, and you're working in teams, which is very important. Not everyone knows how to work in a team. Not everyone understands how to work with a team of people. And one thing in tech is that at no point would you be totally by yourself. You need to work with people. You need to collaborate on projects. You need to be able to share ideas and communicate with other people. So we also provide you with the environment to do this at a very low risk. When I say low risk, I mean the sense that even if you make mistakes, you have your team lead that is going to be supportive and they'll be able to assist you. So I want you guys to paint a scenario. Let's say you get hired, you just finished the training and God helps you or luck shines on you, you actually get hired. Do you really think you would have that confidence to carry out your role without any experience? You know within you that you're not experienced, and there's what we call imposter syndrome, and it is not something that is uncommon. It happens to the best of us, especially if you're doing something that you've not done multiple times or you something that you're not really used to. You would feel like an imposter. You feel like you don't deserve to be there, right? So Amdari helps you to take away that imposter syndrome by giving you this kind of platform where you come on board, make these mistakes, let us learn, you learn from your mistakes, learn from people that have experience, and then you're ready for the job market. So once you're out of the program, you know that you're ready. It's one comment that we usually get a lot. As I mean, this is aside from people that have been able to land jobs from the program. A major comment we get is that, oh, when I got in, I wasn't this confident, but now I know exactly what I'm doing. I can do it myself confidently. Trust me, for us, that's a win. So a win for us is when our clients or when our consultants are able to say that they can now use these tools by themselves, or they can now present in teams, right? Because after each project, you get to do a team's presentation, right? So you're also gaining soft skills. And major feedback we get is that now they are confident. That's a win for us. Now they're able to use these tools. That's also a win for us. Okay. You get to network with people across different countries, different industries, different career paths. You're networking with these guys, right? And it is very helpful because you do not really know where your next opportunity is going to come from. And you don't know who is that person out there that could link you to your dream job. So we make it a space where we have guys in the US, guys in the UK, guys in Canada, guys in Nigeria coming together, working on these different projects. You're collaborating and learning from yourselves. That's the kind of environment where you get to grow and learn from people that have experience. Or you could also be someone that another person is learning from. That's what makes everything just so unique, because it helps you. It builds that your professional portfolio, and it builds that your professional network that you're going to need in the future. So in addition to the project-based experience, you get to we get to make you employable, right? So it's one thing to have experience, and another thing for you to actually land a job with the experience that you have. So how exactly do we help you in terms of employability? We don't tell you to wait until you're done before you start applying to jobs. We want you to land a job while you're on the program. Or even if you can't, we want you to be job ready 100% before you leave the program. So we revamp your CV. We ensure that your CV is well structured, well revamped, and ready for you to start applying to these jobs. So from your second month of the program, you are applying to jobs. You're not just waiting till you're done before you start looking for your next job. And for people that are trying to transition, we ensure that your CV is well structured and tailored to the new job you're trying to transition into. So let's take, for example, you're a data analyst, and you were, before you transition into data analysis, you were a logistics and supply chain specialist or something around that. Now, these are two different career paths. You're trying to transition. What do? We try to link both of them together. If you're working in cybersecurity, in data analytics, for example, you might have a project in logistics and supply chain, and you're working as a logistics and supply chain analyst, for example, in that project, right? So now we're able to link your previous experience with what you're doing currently, using your transferable skills. And now it doesn't really look like you're starting afresh. You're just looking like you're upskilling, or you're looking like you're pivoting, right? So these are things that you wouldn't even know by yourself if you are just thinking about it. So Amdaria has actually created a structure where we understand what is expected. We know what these guys want. They want you to be, they need someone with experience. They need you to come on board and deliver on the job without any hand holding. So even if they were supposed to give you some hand holding, it shouldn't be so much. It should be that you are someone that's adaptable, someone that's able, you're proactive, you have your soft skills in check, you're ready for the job market. That's just what they want, right? They do not want someone that's just out of training. They can sense when you are just out of training. So Amdari makes you that person that is hireable, if that's a word. Pardon me. we make you employable rather, not hireable, right? I don't think there's any word like that. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think hireable is a word. It's employable, right? Okay, so we also optimize your LinkedIn. LinkedIn optimization, very, very important, because we don't need a situation whereby it's what I ordered versus what I got. So imagine on your CV, you're showcasing one thing, you're saying I'm skilled in Power BI, I'm a professional in SQL, or maybe as a cybersecurity professional, you're saying you're skilled in Splunk, you're this, you're that. On your CV, it's giving you as a professional, but I'm going to your LinkedIn, and from your headshot, like that's I don't even have words, right? So in that, you're putting the HR person, you're putting the recruiter in a very tough spot, because are you lying to me on your CV? Perception matters. We are humans. You need to be perceived. You need to make sure that you're perceived in a way that that you want them to perceive you. You should be in control of the way people perceive you, whether it's true or not. That's where packaging comes in. So packaging in the sense that we revamp your CV and optimize it so that when anyone goes on there, they go there and see you as a professional. They're not going there to meet you unprofessional. Yeah, we don't want that actually, right? So we optimize your LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is also a major aspect where people get jobs. I am a living witness of this. I get reached out to on LinkedIn a lot, right? And most of these people reach out for opportunities because they've already gone through your profile and they've seen your experience. They've seen that, wow, your profile is looking great, right? That's where optimization comes in. You need to optimize it. That's what we assist you to do. So it's not a done for you service, just putting it out there. We assist you, we help you to do it. We do it with you, not for you. So that when you're out of the program, you're able to do it by yourself. The same thing goes for your CV revamping. You have sessions where one-on-one with your employability specialist, the person that's going to be assisting you with that is not the same person that's going to be your team lead or your coach or your mentor. These are different people, right? So they would help you to optimize your LinkedIn, and you have access to mentors. Mentors that if you were to reach out to these guys on your own, you would have to either pay or you might just have to they are really busy people. So even being able to fit yourself into their schedule, you won't be able. But what has Andari done? We've created some kind of alliance where we give you access to these guys through Amdari. So now you're getting mentorship because you are an intern with Amdari. It comes as a package, it comes as everything together. So it's not different services. CV revamp one side, you're paying CV different, you're paying for LinkedIn optimization, you're paying for mentorship. No, it's all together. Okay. Same thing with your career coaching. If you have questions, you have challenges, you need expert career advice, you have access to these guys. You could always reach out to them and they would be able to support you wherever you need that support. So that's what Amdari does for you. And we also prep you for interviews because we expect you to actually land interviews. We've had our different, recently one or two or three of our consultants have been able to land jobs, and one of them actually rejected her job opportunity because she said that the commitment, like from where the location of her job was up until where she actually lives is like 7 hours, is a 7 hour drive, and she said she couldn't commit to that on a daily basis. So she had to turn that opportunity down. But the mere fact that she got the opportunity while on the program just tells you that, oh, like there's something working, there's something that's actually working, right? So that's just what I'm trying to say. We prep you for jobs. We ensure that you have the necessary strategies to go into an interview and sell yourself effectively, because that alone is a skill. You should be able to convince the recruiter that you're the right person. You need to be able to clearly convey your experience in a way that is convincing to these guys that, oh yeah, you actually did this stuff, right? You should be able to answer important questions like, tell me about yourself. It sounds like a very simple question until you're in the interview and they're asking you, tell me about yourself. You're over there ranting about your favorite food, your favorite color, or things that are very unnecessary to the interview, right? So these are things that you need to understand. And we have sessions where you get to learn all of these stuff, right? If you need a job reference letter from Amdari, you get access to it. We're registered in the UK, we're registered in Canada. So if you're looking for UK work experience and you're trying to transition into the UK workspace, tech space, and you need experience. I can't even overemphasize that they would always ask you for experience. So Amdari provides you with that kind of experience that they are looking for. So it's really a space where you come gain that kind of experience. And if you need a job reference letter up until 2 years after you're done, so even if you're done in 6 months and after a year you still need us to reference you, Amdari gladly does that for you. So you have access to this reference letter up until 2 years after you're done. On the job support, when you land a job, right? If you land a job while you're on the program or even after the program, you can still come to us asking for on the job support, and we would be able to support you. You just need to request for it. So this is also something you get access to just by virtue of being on this program. So we have a few more success stories, people that have been able to let us know how much value and impact they've been able to make from the program across the different career paths like cybersecurity, data analytics, business analysis, data science. So This is just you understanding that these guys were like you at some point without experience or just lost. And Amdari created, gave them structure, right? So that's just the essence. We don't want you to go out there wasting more time. You could literally spend the next 6 months or the next 1 year jumping from one boot camp to the other, one certifications to the other, and all of that. Nobody is really guiding you. No one is really giving you feedback. No one is really telling you what to do. But Amdari's already created that structure where you come on board. Let us help you. Let's do it with you, right? Let's do it with you. Let's make it shorter for you. I mean, we provided everything you need. You just need to be available and to ensure that you are also putting in the work, right? Because the next step, at the end of the day, when you land that high paying job, you're the one that's going to enjoy your money. We are going to be happy for you and we wish you all the best, but it's you that's going to be spending your money. Okay, so that's just it. I would play some of those videos maybe towards the ending, or you could also go watch it on our YouTube, on our Instagram. Go look at all those success stories on those different platforms. So we had this is just one of our consultants that actually landed the job, and he was super excited about it, right? Super excited about it, and also asked for on the job support. I mentioned it's one of those things that we offer for you. So now, if this is something that piques your interest, if this is something you might want to explore, or you feel like you want to give it a shot, just give me a thumbs up. Don't be shy. I know you might still have a few questions, still need a few clarifications, or if this is something, that you think you would want to really look at, you want to venture into, give me a thumbs up, or you can use the chat. Tell me I'm ready, or I'm in, or I am interested. I want to know. I want to know that you guys are still following me. So I'm going to be checking the chat now. You can either give me a thumbs up if you're still here with me, or you use the chat. So I'm going to be checking the chat. Ensure that you fill the attendance form. So nobody's using the chat. You guys, let me know in the chat. I'm going to wait here until you guys have told me in the chat or given me a thumbs up, because I want to believe that I'm speaking to people and you guys are following. All right, so while you're doing all of that, we have next squad starting next month. If this is something that you really want to venture into, right? This is something that you think you want. We have it from next month, right? So you have enough time. You have the next few couple of days. Make sure you sign up and you join us. So what does it entail to join the program? That's what we're going to be looking at in the next few minutes. Then I'll take your questions, show you one or two projects, and also extra things you get access to because you are an intern with Amdari. Now you've gotten to the part of the session where the part that interests everyone, right? What does it take to get in? How do I start? Where do I start from? How do you do LinkedIn revamp? Do I give away my login or what? It's not a done for you, it's a done with you kind of service, right? So when you hop on a call, you can hop on a one-on-one call like this with our specialist, and they will give you feedback on what you have already, what you need to change. If they need to assist you with any part of the LinkedIn profile, like maybe your about section, they'll be able to share that with you, or revamp what you have already and share with you. So you just upload it, right? So we're not doing it for you, we're doing it with you. So that when it's time for you to, you can do it on your own, right? You don't need to always come back requesting for that kind of service again, basically. That's just it. So in terms of pricing, we have the 3 months work experience and we have the 6 months work experience internship. So if you want to spend 3 months, you can. If you want to spend 6 months, you also can do the same thing. Sorry about that. Okay, and currently we're running a very special discount if you're trying to join the program. So instead of paying the £500, which is the actual amount, that's like the blue pricing, and we usually revert back to that pricing after we've gotten to the number that we're looking for. Because for us, it's about quality over quantity. We do not need to pack so many people, and at the end of the day, we're not able to fully deliver to all of these people. We want to ensure that we are able to assist each person and make sure that we are tailoring our service specifically for you, right? So if you want to kickstart soon, the next cohort is what you should be looking at jumping on. And you could get in at this discount. So you get to pay £390 instead of 500. And for the 6 months, you get to pay £750 instead of £900. And let's say you can't make a one-off payment, right? We understand that, okay, maybe this is your first session, you've probably not heard about the program before, and you're just here, you're trying to get in, but you're still, contemplating and all of that. There is an installment plan you can take advantage of, right? For the 3 months and for the 6 months. So what's the difference first before we even go into that? The only difference between the two is the number of projects you get to be working on. So let's say for the 3 months, you're working on at least 4, 5 projects, and for the 6 months, you're working on up to 8, 9 projects. That's the only difference. But in terms of quality of the program and also deliverables, what you're getting, it's the same. The only difference is the number of projects, the pricing, and probably how long you're spending with us, right? So we have the 3 months and we have the 6 months. The installment plan for the 3 months is a 3 installment plan. So you want to get into the July batch. You want to start as soon as you can, right? You could secure your slots with the first installment of £130, lock in and know that you're in the program already, so that you follow it up next month with another £130, and finally your final payment of £130. So that just makes up for 390 instead of making a one-off payment if you can't. That's an option for you. You could also go for the 6 months, which is the £750 because of the installment and the discount we're currently running, and you spread this across 5 installments. That's 150, 150 across 5 installments, and you're done. Or let's say you want to taste the program. Some people will just want to, when you go to buy suya, for those of you that you've probably been in Nigeria at some point, right? And suya, you know what suya is, meat, roadside meat, and all of that. They would first give you a taste, right? You would want to taste it first before you go ahead to buy what you want to buy, if it's really nice or not. So let's say you're still on the fence, you think you need to spend more time, but you're not ready to make that commitment. You could start with the 3 months. Start with the 3 months. Know that you're in. Secure your stuff with the discounts, right? Your first installment. Then when you're done with the 3 months, if you feel like it's something you want to continue, you could always extend it, right? So that way you're not missing out on anything. You just know that, okay, I enjoyed this and I want to extend. The same thing goes otherwise. If you start and you feel, this is not really meeting up to my expectation, you could always opt out. That's why there's an installment plan. You start, and as you go, trust me, I can definitely tell you that you would not want to opt out of the program, except maybe something comes up in your personal life and you feel like it's something you do not want to continue, or you want to take a pause. That's the only thing. But I can confidently assure you that it's something that you want to continue because of the kind of value that you're going to be getting from the program. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to be taking a few questions, right? There are a few more things I would want to show you, like some projects, or we have a job board, we have a project portfolio that you'd have access to, and even a learn page, right? So before we go into that, if you're trying to secure your slot, my colleague has dropped the payment link in the chat. Maybe you've attended some of our sessions before, you just needed your final, that final thing that's going to make you make a decision. You can go ahead, use the payments, use the chat, secure your slot. The next batch is starting on the 5th of July, and that's in a couple of days' time. You do not want to miss that. Once you do that, you know that you're locked in already for that particular batch. And the way the program is structured, you get a soft head start. We ensure that you're ready. We don't just throw you in, because we know that not everyone has that same level of technical capacity, right? So we need to ensure that we bring you in at a very convenient pace before we start pushing you in with the more interesting stuff. I don't want to call it difficult, but like more interesting stuff, right? Okay, so if you have questions at this point, I want you to raise your hand, and I'm going to give you access to ask your questions. I'll just notify you, let you know that you can, go ahead with your question, right? So let's take questions. Let's take questions. I'm pretty sure I've said some things that you need clarification on, or you can go ahead and raise your hands. Let's take questions. So I'm going to be checking now if I have questions in the chat. And also, okay, you can unmute your mic if you have any questions. Go ahead and ask. All right, so we have Tunde on the call, we have Shade, we have Ayo, we have Faith, Dolly, you're on the call. You guys should probably have questions for me. We have Tunde, Thompson, Steffi, Shade, rather. All right. Okay, so while you guys are still Let me check the chat if I have any questions. How do you, okay, I think I've answered this. Do I give you a, I think I've already answered that. Let me see if I had any, if we had any other questions. All right, do you mean you guys don't have questions? I'm surprised. Is this your 5th or 10th session with Amdari that nobody has any questions for me? So while you are still thinking of your questions, let's look at the extra perks you're going to be having access to and some of the projects you might like, you would be working on rather, or you would likely be working on, because we do not repeat projects. Okay. All right. So I just shared my entire screen, and yes. Now, when you become an intern with Amdari, you're going to have access to a project portfolio website. This is where you get to showcase the project you've worked on, right? And a portfolio website is very important because when you're applying to jobs, you need to be able to show, not tell, right? Yes, the interview is for you to tell, but your CV is showing, right? So just to add flesh to your CV, you could create, we give you access to this portfolio website where you get to showcase the projects you've worked on, other projects with Amdari or project outside of Amdari. You showcase your projects, specializations, what you're good at, the tools you're conversant with or competent in, your skills, your experience. It's just a website, right? And when you don't need to code to get this up. All you need to do is to create, just fill the necessary information that is needed for this. And you could upload projects from Amdari or projects from the external, if you have external projects on maybe GitHub or Git or whatever the case may be, you could upload those projects here on this website. Okay. If you want to share, let's say you want to share this on LinkedIn or you want to share it on Twitter or any other platform, you could always copy this link and share it. Or let's say you want to share on LinkedIn, you can share it on LinkedIn, right? You could copy this link and add it to your CV when you're applying to jobs. Very, very important. Because now they can just come on there and see. It's just giving, it's putting you out there like a professional. You're not looking like every other person. You're standing out from the crowd of other people looking for the same jobs that you're also looking for. So you have access to a job board. So this job board is where you can apply to jobs, right, across the different industry that we focus on. Jobs in the UK, Canada, get to apply to these different jobs on one platform. So all of these are compilations from GitHub, FlexJobs, Career Builder, Indeed, and different other platforms. So you don't need to start tracking your postings across different platforms, okay? You have the Learn platform. Let's say you want to brush up on, we would help you to brush up on your knowledge before you even start the program, right? But if you still need to watch a few more videos, we are looking at cybersecurity now. So let's check out the videos for cybersecurity. You could come here and take a few crash courses. Let's look at cyber and network security. So you could just watch 1 or 2 videos in this part and just get to refresh your memory on, basic concepts that you should actually know, in cybersecurity or network security and incident detection. So Amdari gives you access to all of these, and you are going to be well guided. It's something that it's a very flexible internship experience. Just make sure you attend the stand-up meetings. Stand-ups could be twice in a week or 3 times in a week, right? And these meetings will be your team lead that's also going to be in these meetings. You get to come together to find out, okay, where are we at the moment? What's the next step with this project? That is what you are going to be having those meetings for. It could be twice in a week. And for your tool training session, when a project is assigned to you, you would have a session where your team lead is going to take you through the tools that you'll be using for that project. So let me show you guys a typical project, then you get to really see what I am talking about. So you're working with Google Classroom. Google Classroom is what you'll be using to would assign projects to you on Google Classrooms. Look at cybersecurity related kind of projects that you're going to likely be working on. Let's look at GRC, for example. This is the match code, so I'm pretty sure they are still all right. Okay. So let's look at a project, a new project. Let me look at this. Okay. Okay, so this is a solution video for the project. let's look at, there's a project brief that is going to be assigned to you once you are starting a particular project, and all the resources for that project would also be assigned to you. So you see that it is well guided and you are getting the necessary help that you need. So now, if you have questions and you feel like this session is you have personal questions you'd love to ask, you need a more one-on-one clarification and all of that, my colleague is also going to drop the clarity session link in the chat. So from that session, you get to ask your questions and get to see how you can get started as soon as possible. So you see here that, let's look at this. The industry is cloud-based analytics, that's logistics and e-commerce. And yes, this is a GRC project, right? So let's look at the business problem. You would get a business problem, and your role in this project is to analyze and audit findings, assign risk levels using a 5 metrics, map each finding to ISO and IEC 27001. So for those of you in GRC, you would understand some of these things. And trust me, when you're looking at job descriptions, some of, like, most of this is expected actually, right? So you see here, what are you supposed to do? Week one, your job is to, it has all been highlighted here, and you're going to be working closely with your teammates and your team lead, right? So this is just what it looks like. So once this is assigned, your team lead is going to clearly explain everything here so that you get to understand what is expected of you, right? So let's just look at this up until the end. Okay, so, okay, I think it's a cross-functional project, and this is the timeline. Okay, deliverables is also assigned to you, and skills you're going to gain at the end of this is also, so that you just know what you're doing at the end. We like to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing, right? So that you're not just working randomly, you are working based on a structure, organized structure for that matter. So this is what this looks like in terms of projects. Now, we're almost getting to the end of this session. We've already spent an hour, 30 minutes, and we'll be wrapping up this session in a few more minutes. So if you have any other questions, or you feel like you would love to join the program, do you need more? Okay, all right. These certifications were acquired after completing. Okay, let me see. I think I see a few questions. The certifications were acquired after completing cybersecurity bootcamp 2023. So I'm not really sure what that question is about. So if you need to book a clarity session, or if you feel like you have questions you'd love to really get more clarity on, please book a clarity session with Amdari, and we'll be able to address all of your concerns and all of your questions, okay, in case you want to get started. And at this point, in the absence of any other questions, I'm just going to ask one more time. Do we have questions? Do you need clarifications? In the absence of any of that, I am going to wish you guys a very lovely evening. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and thank you so much for taking out time to really be on this session and really gain clarity on all. Okay, Shade asked, does having cybersecurity foundation certifications, like, yes, yes, yes. If you have the certifications, it's okay for you to join the program. It's enough for you to join the program, because for you to even be able to gain these certifications, you probably have foundational knowledge across being a cybersecurity professional, and that is also very essential if you're starting the program. So yes, that's enough for you to get started, and it's even better because it's going to give you additional leverage in terms of, you have the certification, now you need to gain experience, right? So you just become that ideal candidate rather. Okay, so for me, I prefer that, have experience and certification as icing on the cake. So certification just makes you it validates your experience. That's what I'm going to say. All right, so Miriam, that's enough to get started. Book a clarity session. Okay, it's a Shadi. It's enough to get started. Book a clarity session. Let us get you started with Amdari. Okay, so in the absence of any other question, one more minute, one more minute. Do we have any other question? All right. So in the absence of that, I'm going to wish you guys a very lovely evening. Thank you so much for joining us, and I wish you all a very lovely evening. Bye, guys. Good night. Have a wonderful day or night or afternoon, depending on whatever time zone you're joining me from. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome.